Hi there, Scott again here. I've got a question about finding or determining whether we use a one-tailed or a two-tailed hypothesis test. So I made up a few examples. So we want to determine for each of these whether we should conduct a one or two-tailed hypothesis test and write out the hypotheses for them. So first, if we're told the IQ of an overall population is 100, and we're testing whether playing Mozart for babies actually increases their IQ. So our base claim is that it's always that it's the same, or that there's no difference. But if we look here, we're testing whether it actually increases their IQ. So that tells us what we're testing for is the alternate hypothesis. So our alternate hypothesis is that the mean of the babies is, if it increases their IQ, then it's going to be greater than 100, and the null then is that it's just still equal to 100. So that's a one-tailed test. So it's one-tailed. And now let's see, what if that's clear, we're told that a certain part of the plane has to be manufactured to 0.02 millimeter accuracy, so extremely accurate, and a team tests 10 of the parts to see if they're actually that accurate. So, and here we're not told that the team wants to test if they're too big or too small. It's just if they're different at all. So if they're too big or too small, it doesn't matter. They're still not going to work right. So we can say the mean there, or the mean inaccuracy, is not equal to 0.02. That's what we would conclude if we found it's not true. That the mean of the parts is, or the mean accuracy is 0.02. And then the null claim is that it actually is 0.02. And so that's a two-tailed test. So it can be bigger or smaller. We're not told they test like if it's actually one way or the other. It can be either way. So they're just testing if it's different from 0.02, the accuracy. And then finally, if a researcher tests whether people on an island have a different lifespan than the overall lifespan, and actually the researcher thinks because they eat a lot of fish, they end up living longer. So that suggests that the researcher thinks that the mean is greater than 78. And then the base claim would be that it's actually equal to 78. So, and then that's a one-tailed test, because the researcher thinks it's longer than longer than 78. So, good. Well, I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions, and good day.